the center of our love I stand, and from that center I, the soul, will outward move. From that center I, the one who serves, will work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group and throughout the world. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group and
Hello, good evening, everybody. This is Michael Robbins, broadcasting for the Ask programs that my wife Tuya and I are doing. Tuya is usually the broadcaster for these, but I'm substituting tonight, and who knows, maybe she'll be able to join us somewhere in the middle of the broadcast for her work as well. But she'll be here with us for sure. We're doing this together, and our purpose is to somehow foster the development of the science of invocation. It is the new and coming science of the new age, and it all is based around the simple command, ask, A-S-K. Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. So we're working with 5 different meditations every week, plus all the meditations we do for the full moons, and also for the Blue Rose Sisterhood and so forth. And we hope you'll be able to join us in quite a few of these opportunities. Maybe these meditations are quite familiar to you. You know, the Triangles meditation should be done every day, really. The Reappearance of the Christ, indispensable. The Dissipation of Glamour webinars, that's the only one that's not a broadcast. And we're working on the world glamour, and especially the glamour of hatred and of separativeness at this time. Also, we'll be working on individual glamours as well. And then we have the Invocation of the Soul of Nations. We've probably done almost 100 nations out of the more than 200 nations in the world. And we're working also in the book, The Destiny of the Nations, which is a fascinating book. And then on Sunday nights like this, or Sunday mornings, depends. Now we're on the nighttime schedule. or the afternoon schedule, we have the attraction of money for hierarchical purposes. Next Wednesday, with our triangles meditation, we begin at 5 a.m. GMT, and that will be the, we alternate so that some people can get some sleep. It might be difficult for them to attend all of these because they occur sometimes at 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning where they are. Now, all of this, of course, is done on behalf of Master DK and on behalf of the hierarchy and the Christ. We're so grateful that he's given to us amazingly effective occult methods to help influence the consciousness of humanity in the right direction so that the divine plan can be expressed. Now, I'll just read a couple of things that he said about this so-called money meditation, or attracting money for hierarchical purposes. He says, this meditation is so simple that many of you may regard it as innocuous, harmless, and perhaps futile. But then he emphasizes, used by many simultaneously, it may shatter the impasse which at present prevents adequate funds pouring into the work which the hierarchy seeks to accomplish. And the amazing thing is that hierarchy and the Christ also need the human means of getting things done, which in our world is the symbolism of money. Some people think, well, the Christ will reappear and make everything happen in a totally masterful way, but that would almost be against the law. Humanity has to invoke the coming of hierarchy and the great Lord, and humanity has to, by human hands and human feet, prepare the way. So Master DK says further, do this meditation every Sunday morning. We can do that around the world, given the attempt to make this a global meditation with participation, in Europe, in North and South America, in Australia, New Zealand, and also in other places of the Far East, in India. We can't make it morning for everybody. But it is in the United States at this time morning, and in the Western Hemisphere. But we trust that the general intent of the meditation will be preserved as we meditate together as a global group. Then he says something very important, take what you have saved during the previous week. So immediately there's that injunction to us to save money for this purpose. Take what you have saved during the previous week and dedicate it to the work and present it in meditation to the Christ in his hierarchy. Whether the sum is large or small, it can become an attractive magnetic unit in the Master's plans. You know the story in the Bible about the widow's mite. She just gave a little bit, but it was everything she had, Jesus or the Christ pointed out, and others gave more, but it was not equal to what she gave. So whatever we have, try to save and dedicate to this purpose, because we are living in the great crisis times. And we have to do something about that. And it's up to us. We are attempting to be disciples in the world. We are attempting to be those who steadily have a right aspiration, mental polarization, and can be counted upon not to deviate, to hang in there, and to do what is required to help the divine plan manifest. So here is an important idea. Realize the occult law. These laws really cannot be broken. The occult law that, quote, to those who give shall be given, close quote, so that they can give again. And, even more than that, to those who give all shall be given. This is the secret to supply in the universe, and the life abundant pours into the energy system and consciousness of those who give everything they have. None of us does that yet, but it is something that we have to learn to do, just as the Christ has learned it along his way and other great initiates. So now we will begin with our meditation. And, we try to really keep these things going. DK gave them out 70 years ago, but they are, so simple and so very powerful, and maybe can help with the kind of work that can help us solve this crisis situation in which we exist, the crisis, the clash of idealisms, and the clash of the sixth and seventh rays, and the clash of the energy of Pisces and Aquarius, and basically underneath it all, the clash between the lords of light and the lords of form. It's a time of tremendous conflict. It has to be resolved, and there have to be enough disciples in the world that are willing to really pitch in and do their part. DK told us that the Second World War did not need to have precipitated as it did if there could have only been found sufficient disciples to really emphasize the will to good and goodwill. Let's not fall into that again, because World War III we cannot afford. Okay, so the first stage. After achieving a positive and intended personality quietness, which we do, we formulate clearly to ourselves and in our own words the answers to the following questions. If money is one of the most important things needed for spiritual work today, what is the factor which is at present deflecting it away from the work of the hierarchy? So ponder on that and let your creative imagination reveal to you what it is that is deflecting the money away from the benevolent saving work of the hierarchy. Then we ask, what is my personal attitude towards money? Do I regard it as a great and possible spiritual asset, or do I think of it in material terms? Then, what is my personal responsibility in regard to money which passes through my hands. And indeed, we all have responsibility. One of the first signs the soul is really taking over is the growth of the sense of responsibility. We question ourselves, am I handling it, am I handling money as a disciple of the Masters should handle it? Now we move on to the next stage. Let us ponder on the redemption of humanity through the right use of money. We visualize the money in the world today as, first of all, concretized energy, at present largely used for purely material purposes and for the satisfaction, where the individual is concerned, of purely personal desires. You might almost say, if you looked at the 9 heads of the Hydra, money is spent to reinforce or promote the actions, circumstances, activities connected with each one of those 9 heads, and that has to be overcome. Now, we visualize money as a great stream of flowing golden substance, passing out of the control of the forces of materialism into the control of the forces of light. Then we say the following invocative prayer with focused mental concentration and from a heartfelt desire to meet spiritual needs, spiritual demands. First we will say it in English, and then we will say it in Finnish. O Thou, in whom we live and move and have our being, the power that can make all things new, turn to spiritual purposes the money in the world. Touch the hearts of men everywhere, so that they may give to the work of hierarchy that which has hitherto been given to material satisfaction. The new group of world servers needs money in large quantities. I ask that the needed vast sums be made available. May this potent energy of thine be in the hands of the forces of light.
Oi sinä, jossa me elämme ja liikumme ja jossa on olemassaolomme. Voima, joka voi tehdä kaiken uudeksi. Käännä maailman raha henkisiin tarkoituksiin. Kosketa jokaisen ihmisen sydäntä kaikkialla, jotta he antaisivat hierarkian työlle sen, mikä tähän asti on annettu materiaaliseen tyydytykseen. Uusi maailman palvelijoiden ryhmä tarvitsee suuren määrän rahaa. Pyydän, että tarvittavat suuret määrät voidaan saada käytettäviksi. Olkoon tämä sinun mahtava energiasi valon voimien käsissä.
And then we visualize the work to be done by those groups which may claim our present allegiance. Any group which you know of which is attempting to carry out the hierarchical plan. And then, through the creative imagination and by an active will, see untold and unlimited sums of money pouring into the hands of those who seek to do the Master's work. Then we say with conviction and emphasis, He for whom the whole world waits has said that whatsoever shall be asked in His name, and with faith in the response, will see it accomplished.
Sano tämän jälkeen ääneen vakaumuksella ja ajatuksella. Hän, jota koko maailma odottaa, on sanonut, että mitä tahansa hänen nimessään pyydetään, ja uskoin vastaukseen, se tulee tapahtumaan.
And remember at the same time that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen.
Muista samalla, että usko on rakennusaine toivottuihin asioihin ja todistus asioista, jotka ovat vielä näkymättömissä.
And then add, I ask the needed money for, and then you add your organizations, and can demand it because
Pyydän tarvittavaa rahaa ja nimeä se kohde, ja voin vaatia sitä, koska.
from the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells.
Keskuksesta, jota me kutsumme ihmisroduksi, rakkauden ja valon suunnitelma toteutukoon, ja se sinetöiköön oven, jonka takana paha asuu.
Now, close with a careful consideration of your own responsibility to the plan, and each week plan your financial cooperation with the hierarchy.
Lopettakaamme huolellisesti, nyt miettien omaa vastuutamme suunnitelmasta. Suunnittele joka viikko rahallinen yhteistoimintasi hierarkian kanssa.
Be practical and realistic, and know that if you do not give, you may not ask, for you have no right to evoke that which you do not share.
Ole käytännöllinen ja realistinen. Ja tiedä, että jos sinä et anna, et voi myöskään pyytää, sillä sinulla ei ole oikeutta kutsua sellaista, mitä et jaa eteenpäin.
attempt to feel true love sweeping through you, and have the fixed intention to express this love to all you contact. It is the great, attractive, and selfless agent in world affairs.
Pyri tuntemaan suuren rakkauden kulkevan lävitsesi. Ja pyri lujalla aikomuksella ilmaisemaan tämä rakkaus jokaiselle kohtaamallesi. Se on se suuri, puolensa vetävä ja pyyteetön tekijä maailman tapahtumissa.
Now we say that most powerful little mantram, aligning with the Christ. We have gathered in your name, Lord Maitreya. Be with us.
Me olemme kokoontuneet sinun nimesi, Herra Maitreya. Ole läsnä meissä.
We thank you for joining us for this meditation, attracting money for hierarchical purposes. We know how necessary it is. And we hope you will begin joining us again at 5 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Universal Time, next week, Wednesday, when we start again our triangles meditation. And we also hope to be offering a broadcast on St. Michael's Day, and we'll be letting you know about that. That's the 29th of September. Has much to do with Libra and the angel kingdom. And remember, regarding the Blue Rose Sisterhood, the purpose of which is to birth the Christ, the consciousness, in as many human hearts and minds as possible, that it is an organization for women and also for men. We work with the 108 divine names of Lakshmi, which is a way of building the causal body the egoic lotus, the petals of the egoic lotus, in individuals and groups and in humanity. So both the sisters and brothers are present to do that, and you're very welcome to be joining us as we use the 108 names of Lakshmi to unfold the qualities of our causal body. And now we will close with the ancient prayer, known as the Gayatri, one of the oldest prayers in the world, that allows us to come en rapport with the central spiritual sun, the great monadic nature of our solar logos. One day it will be factual, and for now it's a great ideal that we can relate to this great being. So then, the Gayatri.
To